Fawaka. Sorry for a late Premier League Week 36 roundup, but I have been sick at home for the last couple of days, so this is a delayed one. Hopefully, next week we can get to you guys on time with a Premier League roundup. But for now, let's get into these games. When it comes to the top 5 slash top 6 teams who are trying to battle for the Champions League spots, and obviously, at least they want to get to the Europa League spot for some European football. So let's start with those teams. We have Man City drawing 0-0 to Southampton. Really surprising result. Southampton, a team that's already relegated. Man City was doing really well the last weeks, but 0-0 draw. It's not too bad for them because they're in a good spot right now, but not the most ideal result for them. We have Bournemouth versus Aston Villa, with Aston Villa beating Bournemouth 1-0, which is great for their chances. Even with a red card, they did still beat Bournemouth. But yeah, that's a great result for Aston Villa. We have Newcastle versus Chelsea, two teams who are fighting for the Champions League spots, with Newcastle beating Chelsea 2-0. A stupid red card by Nicholas Jackson. Yeah, even without that, Newcastle was just better than Chelsea. They beat them 2-0. They're in a great position now, only 2 points behind Arsenal. But they also have the other teams very close behind them, with Man City 1 point behind them, and Chelsea and Aston Villa both 3 points behind Newcastle. And then we have the last team that is fighting for it. It's Nottingham Forest drawing 2-2 to Leicester, which is not a great result for Nottingham Forest, but that's the trend of the last couple of weeks. Nottingham Forest have really been shit in the bed when it comes to their chances for these Champions League places. They were in third for a very long time, very comfortably, but with a lot of draws and losses over the last couple of weeks, they are in a very bad position now. But yeah, that's when it comes to the real Champions League spots. Yeah, you have Liverpool against Arsenal as well on the weekend. 2-2 draw, with Liverpool being very dominant in the first half, scoring both their goals within like a minute and a half in between. Yeah, Arsenal was just really bad in the first half, especially after that first goal. It was just nothing from Arsenal, and then conceding that second goal immediately made it even worse. The players' heads were hanging. It was just awful play, really easy goals that they conceded. But at least at halftime, something happened in the dressing room. They came out. Early goal by Martinelli. Odegaard later on found his shooting boots. I don't know where they have been this whole season. He shoots. Ellison tips it onto the post. The ball falls for Marino, makes it 2-2. Marino later on does something really stupid and gets a second yellow card. Red card, he's off, but Arsenal at least hold on for a 2-2 draw. It wasn't great, but hey, we just have to take in some points here and there, at least secure those Champions League places. You know, whether it's second or fifth, as long as we're in the Champions League, let's just get the season over with real quick. Hopefully, have a great summer and then come back next season. Well, when it comes to the other teams, Man United with another loss. West Ham beats them 2-1 at Old Trafford. Yeah, Man U just keeps on going like there's nothing left for them anyway, so they're just playing. They're getting bent over by almost every team. All they have to play for is the Europa League final. And speaking of the Europa League final, Tottenham, who are their opponents in the Europa League final, play Crystal Palace. And just like Man United, they lose 2-0 to a London team. Tottenham, also one of those teams that gets bent over almost weekly. Another loss for them, which is amazing. I like that. Yeah, there was loss number 20. Can they make it 22 losses this season with 2 games left? Let's hope that's what we get. And then make it another loss in that Europa League final for me, please. Then we have the other game, Wolves against Brighton, another 2-0. This time Brighton beat Wolves 2-0. Yeah, both teams just rounding off their season, nothing to play for. Then we have Ipswich versus Brentford. Ipswich already relegated. Brentford are in fairly good form. They beat them 1-0. Great for them. Schade with another goal. He keeps on scoring week in, week out. And last but not least, we have Fulham versus Everton. 3-1 win for Everton away at Fulham. Also, two teams with nothing to play for. But yeah, great for Everton at least. Since Moyes has been back, they've been fairly decent. Probably if he would have been there in this form for the whole season, they wouldn't be in the 13th place. But yeah, that was the week 36 roundup. Let's see what happens in the last 2 games. The most exciting thing is just who gets the Champions League spots. Let's see how it ends up. And also, let's hope Tottenham make it 22 losses this season. See you guys on the next one. Peace.
We're going to get things moving again with that short pass. Well, as they say, better safe than sorry, right? Great read by the defenders. They did a great job.
And there you have it. What a match we've just witnessed. Thanks a lot, everyone.